Yeah, we apply the pressure. I drop styles that are fresher. Routes that get you taking off in a stretcher. Disconnect your head from your neck when it's tension. That big bad live and direct when I step up.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Krazys Cookbook. Today, I'm going to be cooking rainbow trout. I'm going to do that in a pesto sauce with smashed rocket potatoes. Potatoes are paying first on this one, but it's going to be really good. They're pretty much like little salmon kind of tasting things. If you haven't had rainbow trout and you like fish, try it, it's really good. But yeah, watch it right now. As usual, when I'm cooking, I like to prioritize what's going to take the longest and do that first. And of course, the potatoes, because we're going to boil them down, that's the first thing we're going to get on. So I've got the heat on and the kettle boiled. I'm going to chuck these in the pan with some water for about 20 minutes. Okay, while the potatoes are boiling, I've got the foil out. Okay, I've actually doubled up on it, and I put a little fold on there to make sure it's a bit stronger and it doesn't just tear up. I'm going to get my fish. Now, off camera, it's already been gutted and cleaned out. I cleaned it thoroughly to make sure there's no slime or goop on it. There's not no slime. And now, what I want to do is I'm going to fold it up a little piece like that, because I'm going to put stuff in there to fill out the flavour. I'm going to put a little twist on there so it creates like a bed, and a little twist on there. And now I can start packing the ingredients in. Inside of the fish, I'm going to put lemon, and I'm going to chop off the skin, because I find that if you put the skin in there, it's really bitter, and the pith on it doesn't taste very nice. So you just want to chop that off and get rid of all of that right outside. Okay, and as much of the pith off as possible, because that's got like a bitter taste. So I'll hack it all off, and I'm gonna slice that to bits, like so, and then I'm gonna wedge that into the stomach of the fish in there. Then that's put down with that. Also, I'm going to put a whole lot of basil. Yeah, just break it up a little bit because that releases the oils. I'm going to dash that inside of there. Loads of basil in there because we've got to bring out the flavour, and also because the pesto's got a lot of basil in it, it's going to match the flavour from that. Also, you've got these garlics. Now these garlics are tiny. Yeah, so when it comes to garlic like this, just chop it in half. No long thing. Get it in there like that, you know. Stick that in the middle, and all these other bits that come away. Try and get rid of some of the excess. And just fling that around the top. Now, of course, I'm going to put bay leaves in there. I've gone with fresh bay leaves, so I've just got some new ones, and these have got much more flavour in them. But still, same way. That's not stopping me from how many I'm putting in. I've got 5 going in there per fish, because I just love bay leaf flavour. I think it just really enhances the flavour. Also, we've got fish seasoning. Instead of all-purpose seasoning, we've got specific seasoning for fish. So I'm putting a little layer of that on top, and a little bit around the sides as well, just because that goes the juice it creates as well. As well as a little piece of salt and pepper. There's a bit more cracked pepper in there than there is salt, because we don't want it too salty, and there's already some salt in the fish seasoning. But then do that to each fish, and then what you want to do is get the top, yeah. And as I said, right, so we get it, we fold it around there, give that another fold to make sure it seals up on either end, like that. And then pick a way that you're going to fold it, and give it like a double fold over. You know what I mean? But you want to be able to unwrap this, so yeah, you can grill the top and make it nice and crispy on top. I've got these wrapped up now. These are ready to go in the oven, but at the same time I want to put some tomatoes in, some vine tomatoes that we got. These are delicious. And because I got garlic here as well, I'm going to get another one of these. I'm going to chop through this. I'm going to fling that in either side to roast it up as well with tomatoes. I'm going to slap some bay leaves. Well, yeah, just a couple, one on either side. And some olive oil on that damn shit. Get that in there, and all of this can go into the oven now. and I've got that preheated to 200. That's going to go in there for 25 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to get it smattered in the bottom and on the top. I'm going to make a sauce now as I wait. The potatoes are more or less done, but I've got some garlic, so I'm just going to smash that down. I'm going to just chop it up. As I say, I want this in a sauce, so I'm going to do it relatively small and thin. I'm going to chop it again sideways. I'll mince that right up. So I'm going to do that with all of these pieces. Make sure you don't chop yourself to pieces. Use a sharp knife and it makes it easier. And then get that on the heat. Now I've got on a low heat because I'm going to be doing a green pesto sauce. I don't want it to turn into a brown pesto sauce. Now I am cheating a little bit. I'm using jarred pesto. I will make pesto on another episode at some point. I'll show you how to do it. It's really easy, but it's a lot of mucking around considering I'm doing all the other stuff. I thought for a sauce, you know, just gonna get this stuff in there. It's alright, it tastes nice. So on the garlic, a little bit of oil, not too mental, but that just basically increases the surface area of what I'm cooking because it's a non-stick pan. You know, the heat down using the wooden spatula. I just want this garlic to soften through. Before the garlic browns, I'm going to get a healthy amount of this pesto. I'm going to chuck that on top. I'm talking like loads of this stuff. Let's get it in there. Yeah. And also, before that starts frying off too much, I will get juice of some lemon in there. So I chop the top off and the bottom off. Slice it in half. Yeah. You can obviously use a lemon juicer if you've got one, but I find do it like that. Gets most of the juice out in one go. So it's mucking around trying to squeeze out of a half circle. That's not a logical way of doing it. And then once you've got that extra liquid in there, mix that into there. I'm going to get a little bit of butter as well, so I'm covering lemon pips. But you know, pop a little bit, about 100 grams of that maybe in there. Not too much. Just let that melt down. And then I'm going to add a little bit of water on top of that as well.
Always ready for the real hype shit, the tight fit. So stopping motherfuckers up cold with an ice pick. Blah. I see you.
Okay, whilst the sauce is going, yeah, and actually what I should do is probably just fling a bay leaf in there for good measure, yeah. But I've got the potatoes and I've drained off the water. Now you can see these potatoes are done because they start getting these cracks in the skin. Don't know if you can see that on there, but yeah, basically the forks will go straight into it, yeah. Because when I'm smashing it with the fork in a minute, that's really going to help. So I'm going to empty that into here. That teeny bit of water to make a difference, but try and not have too much water in there. Now I'm going to get some butter and slap that on top. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to smash these potatoes like that, yeah. I'm only sparingly. I don't want to do mashed potatoes. Smash like that once on each potato. Bang. See that? Bang. Bang. And then go around and make sure that's done to all of them.
I'm the last man standing, and I ain't quitting. You ever MC'd it on my levels? Why you spitting?
I'm going to use rocket in these potatoes. These are just like a peppery leaf, and it really works really good. It brings out the flavour. So I'm going to drop a fair bit in there. I'm going to mix that around. You don't want to go too mental because it'll just end up as rocket. And on top of that, I'm going to use non-brand specific anything in salad cream, you know what I mean? And get some salad cream on there and a nice healthy dollop of that. And then now I'm going to use this to mix it up. And that will shrink down the leaves a little piece and make a nice texture. And before that's too mixed up, I will put some seasoning, a bit of salt and cracked black pepper. Himalayan pink salt, but you know, yeah, any salt will do really. Yeah, so these potatoes, they were taught to me when I was a head chef at a restaurant. We had an American head chef from a different restaurant come in, and he cooked a meal for us, and that was one of the dishes he's done. Ever since then, I've been doing it with fish, or like maybe like chicken and stuff like that. But yeah, highly recommend these potatoes. One of the best ways to eat potatoes. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to get a little bit of fish seasoning. I'm going to chuck that in the sauce, but not too much because again I want to keep the green colour. And another thing I'm going to do, because we put the fresh lemon on there, makes it kind of bitter. but I want to put a little bit of sugar on top. Not too much, you know, we're not trying to make a jam or nothing. That just takes the edge off. It really does make a difference. But now, I'm going to stir that up, and then I think we're ready to take the foil off the fish at this point now, and then put that back in the grill for a couple of minutes. Yeah, that sauce, that's going to be beautiful. Right, it's been time enough for the fish, so that's going to be cooked well and through. So I'm going to open this up. Right, first and foremost, I'm going to have a look at these tomatoes. That's ready now, so I don't want to cook that any more than that really. They can chill out on there for a minute. Yeah. And this fish is the one. Now, that's a tad warm even through that. But you see what I did, yeah? I wrapped it so you can open this up quite easy. Now what I want to do is expose that to the elements, because I'm going to slap this back in the grill. I'm going to make the top brown off nicely. So what I want to do at this point as well is any leaves and things like that was on top, I'm going to put around the outside so it doesn't block the heat from getting onto the fish. Now I'm going to get these fish, I'm going to put them back in the grill. Yeah, I want them relatively close to the wild on the top so it actually cooks and gives it a nice crisp on the top layer of skin. One thing you want to do is make sure this middle layer of foil isn't flapping over and blocking anything, so I've wrapped that together and twisted it down. So we just got an open bed for it to attract all the heat in. And I put that in there, and that is on the highest heat that it possibly does. I want to crisp that up real nice on top. And in the meantime, make sure you don't burn off your sauce. So yeah, we keep that mixed up. With this sauce, I'm telling you now, think you know about normal pesto, wait till you chuck these extra few ingredients and that bit of sugar on top. Game changer. Okay, I'm just about to take out the fish, but just so you know, yeah, I've got this potato, and it's not just going to magically turn into perfect circles. So I've got a cookie cutter, and I'm going to use that to make the actual shape of the plates. If you want to be a bit of fancy like that, you know what I mean? Doesn't really matter what shape it comes in, but presentation is everything, and we eat with our eyes. Also, I'm going to do a salad, and because I've got better flavours on there, I'm just going to use lemon to dress it as well, so we'll put that on there. Right, let's get this fish out and have a quick look at it. Oh wow, perfect timing. Right there. Look at that, just browning off. Nice. Alright, so literally, I'm going to take this out. I'm going to get on with plating up, and I'll see you for the tasting part.
The big WORDLIFE crew. Try step up and then you could get sleuthed. When I kick off it ends up in the news. You ain't got a chance, boy, why you confused? You lose.
Okay, well it's eating time. This dish, I'm telling you, it's amazing. I've made this before, I know it's going to be good. I'm not going to talk too much from my mouth open. I put BISTRO salad down there. It's mixed, it's got like two different kind of leaf in there. I've just got lemon to garnish that as well. So a little bit on top. Normally I'd make a dressing, but because I got the pesto sauce, that's very savoury, it works really well with it as well, and you've just got more taste that. Also there's veg inside of the mash as well, and the tomatoes, so it's all good for you, I mean. But yeah, look, just so you can see, get this done properly. Make sure you don't get any bones in your face though. Look at this. Yeah, fireworks going off inside my face right now. Now, look, don't want to talk too much with fish all over my face and that, yeah? But one thing I need you guys to do, yeah? If you watched the video through this far and you haven't subscribed, can you do us the favour now and press that subscribe button just down there? Also, it's the end of the episode, thank you for watching it through. There's videos popping up either side with my hands around here and here. If you haven't watched them yet, go and click them through, give them all a watch, they're all good stuff, yeah? Big up you for watching the show. And yeah, let me know if you try any of the dishes. I'm telling you, this is worth doing. It's amazing. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Big up.